Hi, I'm author Elizabeth Ann West, and I'm going to show you how you can pants or write into the dark with Sudowrite's tool story engine. I'm here in a new project that I always like to rename. So this is Pantsing with Story Engine, just so that I can find it later in my sea of projects. And every single project has a story engine right here on the left-hand side underneath Canvas. I'm going to go ahead and click Story Engine. Now, most of you are used to pantsing or writing into the dark with Story Engine, thinking that you need to start on this left-hand side with brain dump, synopsis, genre, style. And Story Engine was originally designed to work left all the way to the right. With each box that you fill on the left, you can use it to help populate the right-hand boxes if you start running out of ideas or want the AI to help you. What I'm about to show you right now is a technique you can use with a work in progress, or if you don't want to be bothered with all of those boxes to the left. So we're actually going to start with the only required box on Story Engine for you to play with it, and that is the outline box. If you highlight over the question mark, it will explain to you the format that your outline has to be in. In this case, I'm going to use my outline to be an impromptu pantsing idea that I want the AI to write. So what I'm going to do right here is I'm also going to follow this introduction or this format right here that is right here in the example as well. And in order to do that, I'm just going to type in Act 1, put a space and a hyphen, and then another space, and you have to have a word. That word could be introduction or it could be story idea number 1. So I'm just going to put beginning because I'm just beginning my story. Then you have to have colon. I'm going to hold down Shift and Enter so that I can go to the next line, and I'm going to type in Chapter 1. As soon as I do that, you'll notice some things changed on the right-hand side here, where now I have a Chapter 1 that I could go ahead and generate. But you'll notice if I click Generate right here on my beats, it's going to give me this error that says it didn't detect a corresponding entry in the outline. And what that means is there has to be some words right here, and so this is the only requirement to pants. In this particular case, let's come up with an idea about a dolphin that is lost at sea. So the story follows a dolphin that has been separated from her pod in the Atlantic Ocean. And maybe that's the only information I know about the story. You can literally pants with just the smallest little story idea. If this seems similar to brain dump, you're right. It's basically a way to short circuit all the way, skipping brain dump and synopsis and characters and going right to brain dumping inside of the outline. When you do that on this right-hand side, now I can go ahead and click Generate the Beats. And now Story Engine will go ahead and do that. Even though it doesn't have any characters, doesn't have any information about what I want in my story, it's literally just taking that one little line that I did about a dolphin separated from her pod in the Atlantic Ocean. And let's see what it comes up with. Now, if I had ideas about specific things I wanted to pants about, maybe there's some details that I did know about the dolphin. Maybe I knew what I wanted her name to be. Maybe I knew what I wanted her age to be or why she was separated. But when I didn't have that information, you'll see that the AI helps me pants by coming up with that information right here on the right-hand side. So it named my dolphin Luna, a bottlenose dolphin. I didn't decide that it was a bottlenose dolphin. It decided that that was what it was going to be, like Flipper. Separated from her pod in the Atlantic Ocean. And when you see these in parentheses here where it has driver, Luna's determination to find her way back to the pod, that's just prompt linkage. Those are on the back end that help kind of steer your beats that are generated to help the AI not reveal information before it's supposed to or anything like that. You don't have to keep them in your beats. You can take them out. You can change them or anything like that. So maybe when I read this, now it gives me an idea of, oh, wait, I think it's going to be because of a cruise ship. So she's separated from her pod in the Atlantic Ocean after becoming curious about I'm trying to think here, like a line of trash coming from a cruise ship. Okay. Her confusion and her disorientation have her, instead of her, we don't use pronouns as little as possible so that it knows which character we want. Have Luna notice the temperature of the water changes. and she looks around for her family. Okay. This is kind of imagining the jet stream. I live in Virginia Beach, so I'm familiar a little bit with the aquatics and everything around me. So this idea that she basically accidentally swam outside of the jet stream. So once I have this that I made a couple of changes to, as far as pantsing goes, if I'm really not sure if I even like the story, I might even choose to use the fastest prose down here at the bottom, just because I want to get an idea of like what the story even looks like. And I'll click pause so that it only will run 2 beats for me. And because if I'm pantsing, I really want to make sure that I like what it's generating. So here it decided it was going to write it in third person. It decided to bring in some internal dialogue and everything like that. So if I want, now it's starting to give me information and ideas that I can actually throw in my style box. I'm going to scroll to the left here, and I'm going to write in here, I want first person point of view from Luna the dolphin. And we'll do contemporary middle grade fiction. Maybe I've decided that this is for a younger audience. And as soon as I do that change, I can go ahead and click restart, and it should make that change to where it's going to now take into consideration that style box. I'm going to go ahead and click pause to make sure that it is what I want. And there we go. Now I have, it's from her point of view. It wrote 309 words, and it just kind of covered up the plastic bags and the discarded net. So it was very short. It also kind of changed some of the language that it's using. I noticed that it's not using more advanced vocabulary. It kind of simplified it down for the audience. And that is how you can literally pants with Story Engine. You can put the least amount of information into your outline. You can use what it generates to kind of change your beats up at the top. Before I click continue right here, I can go ahead and I can read the story as it is so far, and I can go ahead and make changes to my 3 and 4 of what I want to do. Or if I want to click continue, it'll just keep writing 3 and 4 as they're already written here. So as she's swimming, she's getting hungrier. And I think that this is a really strong tool that you can use for any kind of characterization or any information you know about your story, and you can use it to kind of explore your story elements. So that is pantsing with Story Engine. You literally can put the least amount of information that you know about the scene into the outline, and you can run it as a chapter 1 as many times as you want and control it at the beats level until you know more about your story.